This video will show you how to use the site history tools as well as the help forum to answer all your questions and problems about Wix.com. So here I'm logged on. You can see that my username is displayed up here and I'm under my account, which is showing me a link to edit my site on my portfolio. Over here to the right, before I open up my editor, you can see there are some options. For example, if I wanted to trash my website and start over, I could delete my site right here. It's not deleting my account, it's just deleting this site that I've started and already saved. I could also rename my site, which would just be changing the end of the URL, which is /portfolio. So if I made a mistake typing this, if I discover a typo, I can rename that way. And I can also duplicate the site if I want to make a copy of this site and start over from scratch in a new direction without deleting this. I could also do that. The one I want to show you is this site history option here. And what the site history does when you click on it is it's going to show you all of the previous drafts of your website that you have saved or published or both. So it makes it really easy. Let's say you have a mistake and you want to revert back to a previous version. You're able to do that. And you'll see that all of the versions that you have saved and published are over here on the left. I can also see just the ones that have been published. If I want to change this option, I have not published any, so this is empty for me. But you can see any of the versions that you have saved. Like, let's say I've logged in and I discover that this is not how I think that I left it. I believe I made some changes, and maybe I've forgotten to save them or something, or I saved inadvertently without fixing what I needed to fix. I could view some previous drafts. For example, this is the one I'm currently in, and then my most previous draft I could view, and it's telling me when it was most recently saved. You can see that I've made some changes that somehow didn't update into my most previous version. So if I want to restore to this version or mark it as important so that in the future I can remember that this was an important turning point in my portfolio development, then I could mark it as such, and later I could just view the ones that I have flagged as kind of significant drafts that I want to kind of earmark for the future. But if I want to restore to this draft, I would just hit the restore button and confirm that yes, I do want to restore to this previous version. I'm going to have to save and publish this version for it to be the one that's live on the web, but at least it is at least it's saving it and going back to how it was before. And from there I can go directly into my editor, which again will always open in a new tab, and you can see that it has restored to that version where I had changed my name and made that recent fix. So that's restoring using the site history tool. I'm going to go ahead and close my editor because I want to show you one other thing. Leave page. Also on Wix.com, as I'm still logged in, if I'm encountering a problem in Wix that I can't seem to resolve and I need further help, I have found that the Wix support is extremely quick in responding. They're very helpful. I've never had an issue hearing back from them, and there's an opportunity for you to post your own queries if you are unable to get a response from just the help frequently asked questions. So if I click on this support tab, Wix is very motivated for you to just seek the help that's already provided. So they have lots of people who have already sort of like a help forum that have already inserted their own questions that Wix staff have responded to, and that may really help you potentially as you're going through here to get that help. However, if you're not finding the help that you need, which sometimes can happen, you just have a very specific kind of question. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, you can type a question. Like, let's say I have a question about changing the email address associated with my account. Let's say I can't figure out how to do that, and I search for that. It's going to suggest some answers for me, but if I'm looking at these and I just don't think that these are the answer that I'm looking for, there's an option that if you need more help, um, you can actually create your own question that a Wix staff member will respond to. So my question is about my account. Um, it's an issue with my settings. I'm not, let's say this is not the answer that I'm looking for, even though that obviously is, which as you can see, it's very helpful. Let's say this isn't one of the answers that I need. I could post a question this way, and it will actually automatically put the initial question that you had typed into the help search into this title for your message. So that way you can kind of ask more easily. You can type a message that's individualized, and you want to make sure if you're going to do that, even though you're doing this from your account, that you always include your username and your email address, because I've just found in the past that Wix is much more likely to respond quickly if they can see your account information very immediately. And my email that I've associated with the account is my Write State email. And I have just found that including that information and being as detailed as you possibly can, if I can provide more detail, they're just going to be able to better help me. And I found that they're very quick about getting back to you. When you post a question, they will see it initially on their help forum, and someone will respond to you, and then you will be emailed when you receive a response so that you know that you've actually gotten that. You don't have to come back in here and check that you've gotten an answer. And also, you can see over here that you've posted posted questions or responses previously. I haven't replied to anybody, but I have posted before. So if I wanted to go investigate and see if another user or somebody else has responded to my question, I could come in here and see that it did successfully post. But that's how in the future I could make sure that I'm getting the help that I need if it is a specific question that somebody at school is not able to help me with. And between those two options, using your site history, as I showed you before, or using this help forum to post or investigate a question, either of those options is going to answer, I think, any question you could possibly have about using Wix.